Hello, Serge here from the backyard driving range. All right, we have, I guess this is more comment in your own words that came in from Kathy O'Brien. And Kathy says, thanks, Serge. My husband and I watch all your videos and we have improved from high 90s to high 80s. Of course, we would like to continue to improve. We enjoy your videos and your program. The hardest thing is the alignment to the target, and we keep trying. It's a bad mental habit that is difficult to correct. Thanks for your sharing. Again, from Kathy O'Brien. All right. It's obvious that she's watching the videos, because the thing I love right now is when I go to golf schools, especially golf schools, and it happens in private lessons too, but when I go to golf schools and I'm making my opening statement to everybody when they're standing there, and I said, well, once I check y'all out and everything else, y'all know what the very first thing we're going to talk about. Oh yeah, the big A, the big A. Absolutely, because what? 90 to 95% of all swing problems arise out of alignment. All right, so Kathy is 100% correct in that regard. But as anybody who's been to golf schools, anybody who's had private lessons with me, and I've said it here numerous times, I am very, very careful. I'm very particular about the words I choose and the way I say them, because I want to talk in terms that I believe would be the most easily understood by all golfers, and would be the simplest. All right, we know that there's that statement that the best method of anything to learn is just the simplest method, the easiest way, the simplest. So I want to keep the language simple, but I'm very particular about the words, because good words create pictures. And as you know, a lot of our surgisms are all based on pictures, right? In the mitt and up the tree and all kinds of things like that. I talk about the box in terms of our body baked in boxes, ankles to knees, knees to hips, hips to shoulders, the arms to triangles. I'm trying to create pictures, okay? And pictures in your mind, because the mind functions well on pictures. So I'm careful about words. And the big comment I want to make about Kathy's statement is I think that, again, if we use the wrong words and create the wrong pictures, we're going to have we're not going to be able to do the things we want to do correctly, because I think they're wrong. And like one of them is Kathy says that it's a bad mental habit. All right, now you all know that I've said it 1,000 times, if not probably getting close to 1,000,000, that there's no such thing as muscle memory. Right? The muscles don't have a brain. The muscles only move or do anything because the brain sends signals to them to do what they want it to do. All right, and in this case would be for making a golf swing, it sends the messages. So I still don't think mental habit here is exactly the right way to talk about this. It's a visual problem that we have. All right, and so the mind, our eyes are sending pictures to the mind. All right, and the mind therefore then gets you to walk into the ball and create your setup and then start and make your swing. So I think the first thing the big thing I want to talk here is this mental habit is we mentally won't change this. You got to visually change looking at the ball to paint a better picture, another picture in your mind. Now I can stand here and talk about this, but if I do, it's going to and kind of get into this whole thing, we're going to be here for an hour or more. All right, and fortunately that camera doesn't have enough time in it, and neither do you to sit here for an hour lesson. But that is all available in the Ultimate Alignment video, which I revealed a major secret, or I'm not even going to call it a secret. That's a bad word. A major point about your vision, how our eyes work, and they create the misalignment that's there. It's an optical illusion happens when we stand here looking at this camera. I look at the camera this way, my eyes focus into a straight point out from the nose, and I can see a straight line. And then when I stand this way and look, that line's no longer straight to the picture that comes to my mind of that camera, because it's picked up on two different points of my retina, and the line's no longer straight. It becomes elliptically curved from right to left. It is an optical illusion. So whenever you get to the ball and stand over it now, you have an optical illusion. Number one, the target's no longer directly in front of you. It is kind of like diagonally in front of you, and your eyes are crossing in like this. And so you have to learn and understand what's happening with your eyes and what you can do to combat that problem. And because the target's in front of you and you're looking at it this way, I think that's the biggest reason why we tend to aim to the right. So you got to build up a walk-in sequence into the ball, like making the H and making sure that you understand the premises that is going to be here, and that our eyes are tricking you out to the right. You can't change that. That's the way God created our eyes to function. All right? And I found that even people with one eye, they still have this problem. They've only got one useful eye. All right? They're still having this problem, and you've got to learn about how to walk in and truly get left. And it's a long statement. I build up the whole sequence to it all, using the science, using our eyes, and everything else. And I create how you can walk in better. But I can't do it in a daily. So if you really want to get it, you have to go get the Ultimate Alignment video. A lot of people have gotten it, said it's the best thing I've ever done. And you might have to watch it more than once, because I'm going to tell you things you never heard of before. Like heck, almost anything you probably heard here has been stuff that you probably never really heard before. And it's worked this far, and I promise you this will work that far. But it's all about helping you to walk in and know that you are parallel left. Know unequivocally that you're parallel left. Not think you are, but your toes might not be to the right. Many golfers have their toes way to the right, but they open up their body so they get a different view. But they forget that their toes are out to the right. And the big problem with that is if you make a good swing and you're shifting your weight, your body drive, your knees drive over your toes, and so your lower body will be shifting out there, and your body will be pulling left. That's where we get the rights and lefts and all the other problems. So I just want you to think that this is not mental; it's visual. Okay, and you got to understand what the vision is, what it is, and then how to correct it for us to be parallel left for a left-hander, for a right-hander, and parallel right for a left-hander. Okay, so hopefully this clears that subject matter up. But I do like the fact that all surgites are realizing number one enemy for making a good golf swing is the big A, alignment. Well, that's it for the Surge for today, and I'll be talking with you all again soon.